Good morning, I'm Flo. I've just put together a few little balance ideas. So balance is for complete beginners and up, really. For me, kind of doing functional stuff to make your body work in a more functional way is super important, and balance is really important in life. It helps you with so many things, having a strong core. So I just wanted to share a bit. But what I would say is when you first start, be gentle with yourself, because when you're asking your body to do something different, it takes a minute, or more than a minute, sometimes for it to understand. So when you first start doing balances, don't be afraid to use support. You can use a chair or a wall, and then maybe gradually move to just having a fingertip on the wall or on the chair, because your feet are still balancing. So if you're standing on one leg holding a chair, you're still balancing, and all the little muscles in your feet are getting used to doing their thing, and the other leg being off the floor. So be patient with yourself. Focus on your breath always. So inhaling through your nose to expand your belly, and making the exhalation longer than the inhalation, which helps you to relax, because when you start to tense up in a balanced pose, everything kind of goes a bit wonky. So if you really focus on your breath, inhaling for a count of 4, expanding your belly, and exhaling to soften while you're doing the balances, it can be really helpful as well. And the other thing people talk a lot about in yoga is your drishti, or your gaze. And I talked about this in my vagus nerve video, that when you're under attack, like a lion's chasing you or something, you have pinpoint laser focus vision on that lion. And it's kind of similar when we look at screens, our eyes focus on a fixed point and they don't move around. So if you can try and look into the distance and soften your eyes, soften your gaze, something that's not moving ideally, come to your breath and then your balance. So eyes soft, breath slow, telling your body that it's safe, helping your body to relax, because it knows what to do. It just has to feel safe to do it. Getting your body used to these new little movements. And the other thing that I was going to say is, rather than worrying about what the leg in the air is doing, if you try and really focus on what's happening to the foot on the floor. So I know, for my right foot, for example, I have a real tendency to lift my big toe and roll onto the outside edge of my foot. So I have to really focus on pushing down the big toe edge of my foot, if that makes sense. So if you really kind of tune into what's happening to the foot on the floor, and don't worry so much at the beginning if your knees are bent or straight or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just really focus on what's happening to the foot on the floor. Come back to your breath, soften your gaze, maybe smile, because when you smile again, it helps you to relax and feel good. And so some of these are really simple, some of them are a bit more challenging. It's just, I put a balance thing on a while ago, and it was, I felt like doing something a bit more kind of explanatory. Little by little, I'm finding my way on this platform. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Sending you lots of love. Thank you. So start using some support, and for tree pose, you're just going to turn your foot out to the side and bend your knee. If you feel comfortable there, you can start to move your foot higher up the leg, holding onto the chair for support. Without the chair, the same thing. Start just by turning your knee out to the side, coming onto the toes of your foot, and then maybe bring your foot to your ankle and then start to move up your leg. To get it to the top, you normally have to give it a little bit of a hand. If you wobble, it doesn't matter. Breathe, smile. So this is a passive leg lift because you're holding onto your leg. So holding onto one chair, you can hold onto your knee with the other hand and then move that leg out to the side. You can also do this with a strap and a straight leg if you can't reach your foot, and you can keep a bend in your knee if it's more comfortable for you. Try not to lean back. So this is an active leg lift because you're not using your hand to hold your knee up. So you're actually activating your hip flexors. So it's a balance and hip flexor strengthening. So again, try not to lean back when you do this. And you're focusing on squeezing your knee up towards the sky. From here, if you want to, you can go back into a version of Warrior 3. So you're taking that leg straight back behind you and then bringing it back up in front of you bent. Getting your body and the standing foot used to moving through these different positions while you have the support of a chair or a wall or anything. And the opposite leg, same thing. So you're squeezing that knee up to the sky And then you can start by sending that leg back into warrior three, straight out behind you, pushing into the heel, and then bring it back up in front of you. Always trying to move with your breath if you can. Maybe do this a couple of times. Even with support, it's still a really good way of getting used to the movement. And then a straight leg, active leg lift. So again, you're just lifting up, using your hip flexor strength to keep that leg elevated. Try not to lean back. There's a tendency to lean back. If your leg drops down, it doesn't matter. So if you lean back to keep your leg at that height, it's better to let the leg drop a little bit than it is to lean backwards. And you can do some pulses here if you want to, and see if you can actually notice where you're using your muscles to do this. So then a bent leg passive twist. So again, holding your knee with both hands to start with, and then with one hand, you're going to take that knee out to the side, bring it back in front of you, swap hands for a little twist. So again, this is passive because you're holding that leg up in the air. And the other side, so you're holding onto your knee. With one hand, you take the leg out to the side. You can put the opposite arm out for balance. Swap hands, take the other arm behind you, so you're twisting. And then coming back to the front. You can do this a few times if you want to. Get used to balancing on one foot. As many times as you like with a twist. So this is a straight leg, passive leg lift with a strap. So it's passive because you're using your arms to hold your leg up. It doesn't mean it's easy. And then see if you can take that leg out to one side, come back to the center, and then release the opposite hand behind you. Both hands to the front. Swap hands and take the leg out to the side again. And again, see if you can do this more than once. Focusing on the standing foot. Swap legs and do the other side. So you're bringing the leg up in front of you, keeping your back long and straight. Straightening through the other leg if you want to, or you can have a gentle bend in the knee. Take the leg out to one side, the opposite arm out for counterbalance. With a cat. Coming back to the center. Swap sides for a twist. We have added challenges in life unexpectedly at times, but she's very lovely. Take the leg out to the side, come back to the front, and swap hands for another little twist again. So this is the same thing you did with a chair. So it's a bent leg right up in front of you, and you're sending that leg back out behind you to warrior three. So this is active because you're not using your arms to hold your leg up. You're using your hip flexor strength. So squeezing the knee up to the sky and then sending it behind you, focusing on the standing foot, softening your gaze, coming back to your breath. Swapping sides to do the other leg, squeezing the knee up to the sky, and then sending that leg behind you, focusing on the standing foot, softening your gaze, breathing slowly, controlled. Bring the leg back up in front of you, again with control, moving as slowly as you can. Slow does not mean easy. And then sending it back with control. You can do this a few times if you want to. Popping that foot down on the floor, and then straight leg active raises. So you're lifting the leg up in front of you straight, remembering not to lean back, and then sending that straight leg back to warrior three. You can take your arms out to the side if you want, or keep them at your heart, bringing that leg back up in front of you straight, sending it back behind you. Again, focusing on the standing foot, pushing down through all four corners of your foot. And the other side, so lifting the leg straight up in front of you. If you wobble, again, it doesn't matter. Sending the leg behind you into warrior three. Bringing it back up in front of you slowly and with control. Focusing on the standing foot, softening your gaze, moving with intention and control. Wobbling and falling is all part of it. Just laugh if you do. Breathe and start again. And release. Okay, straight leg active hold, so you're just holding that leg up in front of you, and you can do some pulses in this also if you want to. Again, using your hip flexor strength, keeping your back long and straight, and noticing where you feel this in your body. If you want to as well, you can take the leg out to the side without using your hand and bring it back. And the other side. I always find one side is very different to the other. Try not to use negative words. And then finally, toe grab. If you can reach your toe, you can always keep your leg bent, taking the leg straight out in front of you, arm up or out. Take that leg out to the side, bend your knee as much as you need to, and then swap hands for a twist. So it's the same thing as with the bent leg, but this time your leg is straight. You can always go back to doing this with a strap if you can't reach. Makes your arms longer. And then the other side, same thing, so holding onto your big toe. Other arm either up to the sky or out to the side, taking that leg out with control. Slowly bringing it back to the centre, swapping hands, hold the outside edge of your foot for this bit and twisting behind you. Again, bend your knee as much as you need to or keep your leg straight, whatever works for you. And you can do this a few times if you want to. It really challenges your balance moving through these different positions. Have fun!